Hey, horror fans, thanks for joining me for this review of Who Invited Them? I sure as hell did not. Cast and crew, information down below, and let's see what this IMDb plot has to say to start. Adam and Margo's housewarming party is a success. One couple linger after the other guests, revealing themselves to be wealthy neighbors. As one nightcap leads to another, Adam and Margo suspect their new friends are duplicitous strangers. Alright, so this is a new one that's on Shudder, and with that, we will try to keep this fairly spoiler free. Um, Although I don't think there's too much twisting and turning here. I think as this kind of unfolds, horror fans are going to know what's coming. Um, Adam and Margo, it takes them a while to figure out what is coming. Uh, but yeah, so the basis of this one is this is a home invasion type film, and I think what I like. Well, I guess I'll just jump into what I like about it and what kind of makes this different, and um, is the kind of way that these people are already in the house. There's a party, and they kind of just sneak themselves in, but you don't really get into that. It's kind of more like the party's happening, people start leaving, and then the couple start kind of talking, and they start talking about the different people that were at the party, and then kind of realize that, hey, who are these other people? And before you know it, hey, those other people just happen to still be there. So then it just becomes a little bit of an exploration of who they are, and these people aren't ready to like make a quick exit here. So they kind of stick around, and they're very good at kind of manipulating Adam and Margo to like stay longer, and let's continue to have a drink, and let's talk about this and that, and so the way they kind of get to stay there is a little bit different. It's not really break in. It's not kind of like knocking at the door and trying to scare them, or just a fierce on attack on the house. They're kind of already there, and as opposed to trying to keep them out in some of the other cases, they're already inside, and it's basically trying to get them to leave because they do everything they can not to leave this house and instead stay inside, and they kind of toy with the minds of the host here and kind of get in their heads, and there's some marital issues there between the couple, and then they kind of exploit that as well. In the brief time that they're there, they basically gather the information that they need and are looking for, and to kind of cause trouble for the couple while they're there, until it gets to the point where the couple wants them to leave, and then as they kind of discover that this couple is not leaving the house, then that's when kind of things pick up, and the tension kind of rises, and then we have the back half of the film, which I will leave that to you guys to kind of watch and see kind of what develops here. I mean, like I said, it's horror, it's home invasion. You're gonna kind of know the basics of what is going to come. It's just how it's presented and what exactly is going to happen, and kind of why these people are doing this. There is a big secret there of why this couple is doing what they're doing, and doing what they're doing to the couple that's living in this house. So those are the things to be expected. But yeah, I mean that's pretty much the summary and kind of what I liked about it all together. The party set up, and then they get to know each other, and then kind of things go south, and what. But that is the real big thing that stood out to me, is this kind of the difference of having them already in the house and kind of already kind of being there, instead of it's a different way to kind of torture them. And I had a quick discussion on Twitter with somebody about this about the announcement of The Strangers and doing the remake of that, and if it's needed or not. And then I kind of pointed out this film. I mean, and I guess I'll use this opportunity to kind of really quickly state my opinion on that. If you guys have followed me, you know that I love The Strangers. My favorite home invasion movie, one of my favorite movies, one of the reasons why I'm sitting here right now. And, I really don't see why we need to remake it unless they have something very specific in mind where they want to go. Because, at the end of the day, as much as I love The Strangers, it is home invasion, and, we've seen so many home invasion films, so it's like, if you do The Strangers again, what is it that you're really going to do differently that's not done in other movies or is done in The Strangers in the original movie? Now, obviously, they want to do sequels, so, maybe they have something in mind with those sequels and where they want to take this group of killers, and, that could make it different and that could make it unique. But as far as, doing the original movie over, I really don't see a point. And kind of bringing it back to this movie is that, this again is kind of home invasion, but the couple is already inside the house. And, I'm not going to say we've not seen other horror movies where couples are already inside the house either. But, I think, when you kind of think home invasion, you kind of think outside in. And, there's a lot you can do with that, keeping them out. And then once they get in, then maybe, kind of narrowing it down, moving around the house, room to room, hiding, and that kind of thing. Whereas here, they're already there, but you don't really know who they are. And then it's, you as the audience watching them kind of pick the couple apart and play mind games with them both together and separately. And then, where that eventually goes. So you see a lot of that in the early to middle part of the film, and then towards the back half when you kind of discover what this couple is doing and why. And then it becomes a little bit more of the usual horror. Okay, we've kind of seen this kind of thing before and so forth. But, as far as them already being in the house, I liked that kind of setup and that kind of thing, and then them messing with them and so forth. If you're kind of looking for, it's not the kind of jump scare horror home invasion. It's not necessarily the masked killer home invasion kind of thing. It's not the Purge where wearing masks and knocking at your door. It's not that. It's a lot of talking. You're gonna have to sit through that. Like I said, most of the action is held to the back end of the film. This is just a lot of talking and a lot of psychological stuff, getting into it and where things are going to go and where they're headed. And there's going to be clues here and there, and one of the couple is really going to pick up a lot on what is happening. But by then, it's going to be too late. But yeah, that's what's going on here, and that's the difference, and that's why I think if you guys follow me, I'm not huge on these remakes and so forth. I'm not huge on them redoing The Strangers and messing with a movie that I really like and so forth. But that's what they tend to do. They really mess with the movies that you like. I mean, all our 80s horrors they mess with. But anyway, I definitely think you guys should check this out. It is worth a watch, worth watching kind of that psychological twist in the home invasion. And, just enjoy it and have fun and, just kind of pay attention to kind of what's said in the wording and so forth. And, have fun with how they kind of mess with them. Nothing extreme, kind of, in a way, a little bit reminds me of Funny Games too, a lot of psychologically messing with them, but I think they did some more physical stuff as well in that movie than this one. This one kind of again saves everything towards further in the film. But yeah, I say 3 pools of blood, and that's out of 5. Check it out if you're a fan of home invasion. You like this kind of movie, and kind of got a chance to put my take on The Strangers here too as well. But with that, yeah, again, 3 pools of blood out of 5, and we'll leave it at that. horrorscorereviews.blogspot.com is where you can find more of my reviews, written and video. But if you're just looking for the video ones, you can obviously subscribe, like, do all those kind of things. Do it or not, no pressure. Visit the blog if you want to catch up on some of the things I've written, some of the reviews I've written there as well. Twitter, Facebook information down below as well. If you want to talk about, give your opinion on this movie, The Strangers, the remake, whatever your thoughts are there, do it in the comment section below as well. If you have something for me to review, feel free to reach out as well, and we'll see if we can squeeze that in there. So with that, I will catch you on the next review, horror fans.